Wow. Thank you so much, Fran. I was honored to have the opportunity to call that youngster. What about that great hand for Fran McCaffrey? He blew me away. I would like the Schraders, and I would like also Schaefer's as well. Stand up a minute. These are examples of parents. They're truly the reason why we are here. My hearts go out to you as they suffered the ultimate that no parent would ever want. Their child was lost at such a young age. We will never, ever forget them. God bless all of you. Thank you, Fran. I am overwhelmed with the kind of love and messages and things I've received since my battle. But before I get on, tonight is about thank you. There's so many I have to thank for making this all happen. Started off with a dream, a phone call from Nick Valvano. Beautiful Pam Valvano, Strasser's in the house. And if it weren't for the Valvanos, I don't think we'd have the kind of success that we've had. Because it was their efforts, along with Pam's children, that really got the V Foundation rolling to become really what it is today, nationally acclaimed, the best of the best. People on the board. I see George there, Bodenheimer. I see Harry Rhodes and John Thiel, and the list goes on. People that are so dedicated, volunteering, utilizing their success to help others, not getting a dime, giving time, effort, energy, not worried just about where they're going. They've achieved success. And I can't thank you enough. So please thank all the board members. I want to thank Shane Jacobson. He's been truly a light for us. Oh my God, his love and his desire to want to help raise dollars for kids battling cancer. He just was with the great Jeff Gordon, superstar, NASCAR. I guess Jeff told him how much he really appreciates what I've been doing. And he said his foundation wants to give, and tonight give us $1.5 million. So I thank Jeff Gordon. I want to certainly thank Mary. Where's Mary Keneally, Janet Allen? They got to be in the house. These lights are killing me. I can't see. These lights. I wish I could see the crowd. But Mary and Janet, I know you got to be here somewhere. Oh, that's right there. Amazing job. What about a hand for them to put the event on like this? Great job. Your staff too, Mary. Great job. Kevin Nagande, he's taken over. We lost our buddy John Saunders. He passed away, and we didn't know where we'd turn because John just did such a great job. And we went to Kevin, and Kevin has been truly, I know John up in heaven and Jimmy, we're very proud, Kevin, of the job you have done. Give Kevin a hell of a hand. I'm going to thank my wife. Oh, my God. I promised her one thing tonight. Coming over here, and when your wife gives you an order, you better listen. So I promised her. She said, please, I don't want to hear when you speak that George Bodenheimer was your driver. I said, that's the president emeritus of ESPN. A lot of people don't know in 1980. I can't help it, Lorraine. People want to know. It's one of my moments to brag, baby. The president was my driver in 1980. He kept moaning and groaning. I'm going nowhere, Dickie V. My girlfriend's getting angry with me. My girlfriend's fed up. I said, forget that girlfriend. You're going to have many more. And I said, George, there's something about you. I see nothing but success. Nothing but success. 1990, I think it's 8, George. I don't remember the exact year. I told this story so many times, but somebody didn't hear it. There I am. I'm in the airport. It's raining, thunderstorms, plane delayed. I open up USA Today. I see the headline, named the president of ESPN. I said, holy shit, that's my boss. That's my former driver. That's my driver. I called him up. I told the secretary, I don't want him. I want his voicemail. I got on that voicemail. I said, I'm going nowhere with my life. What am I doing just driving you around at Berman? I work in the mailroom. I got a great degree. I said, George, you're the president. George, don't forget me, man, please. I said, George, I don't want a wristwatch for 25 years, man. I want a new contract. George gave me a good 5-year contract, baby. I love you. And Lorraine, don't you get ticked off at me for telling that story. I had to do it. But tonight I really reflect on the real champs. You saw them standing on the stage, these beautiful youngsters. Do you know that today, think about this, people that are moms and dads in this room, grandparents, think about this, 40 to 50 moms and dads tonight went home. They went home and heard 4 words that no mom and dad ever wants to hear. Your child's got cancer. It's life-changing. Life-changing. I'm more obsessed than ever to raise dollars for kids because I seen what I went through. I seen the nights that my wife and my daughter who's here, Terry, and my daughter Sherry's with her sons. They're playing in a big tournament tomorrow, a tennis tournament, the NCAA tournament for Duke. And their father's here, Thomas, former Notre Dame athlete. And my granddaughter's here, Ava. Terry's here with Chris. And they would leave after visiting me. I would do my chemo. Dr. Brown and Dr. Kuchera are here tonight. Can't thank you enough, both of you, how you cared so much and gave me such great care. The Sarasota Hospital was phenomenal. The Jellison Oncology Center is as good as anywhere. But there, to be honest with you, there were nights that I would lay in that room after Lorraine would leave and stay overnight, and I'd cry a little bit. I'd think about, God, will I see my grandkids graduate college? Will I be able to share those moments? Am I going to make it? And then all of a sudden, I'd hear the words of Jimmy V. Don't give up, man. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. And I battled and battled. And I'll tell you this, first time was melanoma and I was scared as hell. Second time, it was the lymphoma. And you know what, with cancer patients, it never ever ends. It never ends. Dr. Brown's in the house, called me up about 2 weeks ago, and he said, hey, you're due for another scan, man, a PET scan, an hour-and-a-half PET scan. So I went and I had that PET scan. And then the anxiety is only cancer patients know, and moms and dads and these beautiful young kids. I mean, I'm 83 years old. I mean, I've lived a life. These young kids, are you serious, as John McEnroe would say? Are you serious? Those kids, they're suffering, going through all that chemo and radiation and tests. Give me a break. They should be out playing, having a ball with their friends. And that's why we're doing what we're doing. That's why I beg and I plead with you. I don't want anybody to give money that doesn't have money. To some, they give us $500. That $500 is like $500,000 to them giving it. And then there are others. Oh my God, the generosity. I want to say this also. Look, one of our spirited, first recipient of the Dickie Vice Spirit Award is going to be Rick Barnes. Let me tell you a little bit about Rick Barnes. I know I called these games when he coached at Providence, and he's coached certainly at Texas, now Tennessee. But I didn't really know him like I know some other coaches, really close. But all of a sudden, And how's this? 5 months straight. 5 months, every day, I would get a prayer from him personally, keeping my spirits. When you have those dark moments as I had between hearing Jimmy V's words, hearing my mom and dad were uneducated. You've heard me say this, but they had a doctorate of love. And my mother used to always tell me, Richie, never with Dick, Richie, this America, in her own Italian way. She says, don't ever believe in can't. Don't allow can't to be part of your life. Richie, treat people how you want to be treated. Oh my God, I wish we would do more of that, all of us. There's so much hate in our nation. It tears my heart out reading about kids having a sweet 16 party, somebody shooting, killing innocent kids. Reading about kids going to a prom, guys shooting people. Is this what our country's supposed to be? We're supposed to be filled with love, man, love for one another, caring about one another, extending a hand to one another, like you're doing here today. Rick Barnes, my man Rick Barnes to me is truly someone special. But I want to thank some people that have gone way beyond. I think about Jeff Vinnick of the Lightning. The Lightning got a table here. John Cooper was here, their coach. He called me to go to lunch one day. He says, Dick, I want to go to lunch with you. I'm in Sarasota, and he owns the Lightning. I said, well, I'll meet you down at First Watch. So we go down to First Watch, where I love to go, Lakewood Ranch. The CEO of First Watch is in a place right now. Will you give me at least a free meal one time? Well, you say. So we go to First Watch, and we sit down. And I said to him, Jeff, you're going to do me a favor. My grandsons happen to be home. They go to Duke, and they'd like to meet you because you're a Duke graduate, and you have a lot of donations at Duke. He said, bring them down. So they came down. And I spent 15, 20 minutes sharing stories about dorms and rooms. And they left. For 2 hours, we're telling stories. He's telling me about where his life went after college, how he kept growing to be such a success. And he's asking me about coaching in junior high and high school and college. And then as we're getting ready to leave, he said, I want to tell you why I really came here, Dick. He said, Dick, I've been coming to your event, and your passion, your love for those kids. So I see a lot of celebrities, Dick. They may come in one time, you don't see them again. He said, because of what I've seen, I want you to know one thing. You can count on me for $1 million every year. My God, so Jeff Vinnick, thank you. I mentioned Chris Tomaso. Chris, will you stand a minute from First Watch, the CEO, Chris? Today we were at his restaurant. Where are you, Chris? I can't. We were at his restaurant today. He threw an incredible breakfast and brunch for all the cancer kids, treated them, and it was really great, Chris. But let me tell you what else he's done. One day we're sitting talking in his restaurant. He said, I want to help you, man. I love what you're doing. I'm going to try to help you. He said, we have 485 stores, and I'm going to throw in every store a promotion. On every child's meal, we're going to give a percentage back for the V Foundation for Kids Battling Cancer. Well, thank you, Chris. $600,000, baby. $600,000. I can't thank him enough. I thank my buddy, 6 figures, Mike Valdez, Merrill Lynch. Oh my God, terrific, Mike. You never ever forgot me, Mike, and you keep going and keep helping. I love every moment. And then I want him to stand, he and his wife. I want Mr. Pentecost and his wife Cindy to please stand. I know they're in a house somewhere. I talked to them earlier. Mark, where's Mark and Cindy? I can't, the lights are killing me, I can't see. Mark and Cindy, talk about success. Talk about using success to help others. Mark and Cindy They were school teachers in 2000, not making any money. Came up to make some little extra dollars by doing something with some kind of program they had. And all of a sudden, Mark looked at Sidney and said, oh my God, it works. It works. Well, it works now as a major corporation, global, big time, super successful, and all he's done, I can't thank you enough. There's no way we could talk about $55 million and the millions we've raised without what Mark Pentecost and Cindy have done for us. Love you, buddy. Love you. I love seeing people that climb the ladder and never forget where they came from. In closing, I want to say a thank you to our honored guests here tonight. I mean, I know they get hit up upon I know what I get. And these people are way bigger than me. I mean, are you kidding me? I see the McEnroes there. Two guys do a great job on our network. The only problem is they don't have no money for me to pay me if they're going to pay you, John and Patrick. Well, you see, John McEnroe. I had an argument the other day. I told John this earlier, and this is a true story. I'm a tennis fanatic. So I get in an argument with a guy at First Watch. And he says, come on, man. I told him we're out on John McEnroe and his brother. He said, well, he can't play in today's era. I said, you can't be serious. I said, you cannot be serious. Have you ever seen a documentary on his life? You ever see the competitiveness, the drive he has? I'm telling you, baby, and I really believe this. You bring Nadal, you bring Federer, you bring Djokovic, and when he's young, give him the racket, what they use today, and the nutrition, and he would kick their ass. I'll tell you that. Yeah. Hey, John, did I say it the way you wanted me to say it, John? I see in the house Buster Posey. Buster Posey, his beautiful wife. If both Derek's a 10, she's a 15. But I see his beautiful wife, Kristen. She came to the gala one year with his agent. Our buddy Jeff Barry does a great job for creative artists, handles baseball. And one day, I get a phone call. And Jeff says, Kristen was so impressed coming to your gala. She wants to know if you could join Buster down in San Fran. Buster will put an event on at the ballpark. He'll just invite special people and just raise a few dollars. And it'll be for kids battling cancer. And it will go to the V Foundation. But only one provision. The provision is that the money has to come back to the pediatric hospitals in San Francisco. Well, we didn't care. We said, sure, we'll go all over, spread it. So I went down there. George Bodenheim was with me. We had a great, great time. And for a night, just a small room, we walked away with $700,000. And I hope I don't embarrass you, but that hasn't been all. We got millions, man. He had an incredible deal for a baseball bat, and he gave all the funds to us. Buster, you're a champion in the game of life. I thank you for that. David Robinson. I did a game, Navy and Kentucky. Just hearing the name, right? Navy and Kentucky. The first thought in your mind is, this is Cupcake City, baby. No shot. No shot. Well, we go down there and I do the game with Keith Jackson. I can't believe what I'm watching. This guy is scoring at will, left hand, right hand, jump shots, dominating dunks, blocking shots. So we looked it up today. This is a fact. There's no story. This is a fact. In that game, he and his buddy who came here today, because he's on the board, but he also was David's roommate and teammate at Navy. Two played together. In that game, between the both of them, and if it weren't for the striped shirts, Bob Delaney, the referees blowing that whistle, man, and getting David in foul trouble late in that game, they would have beaten Kentucky at Rupp Arena. But they had, between them, they had 47 points. David had 45, and his buddy was here. He had 2. In addition, David had 14 rebounds, 10 block shots, and put a show on. One of the only times ever on TV where I stood up, Keith Jackson I was doing the game with, Keith Jackson looked at me like, "Well, you wacky?" I'm standing up giving a standing ovation as I watch those referees put that guy on the sideline. But David, you're just a beautiful human being. MVPs, Hall of Famer, and he's here with his son, Corey. Son played football at Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman's in the house. Let's go Irish, baby. Let's go Irish. And Marcus is in the house. The coach of the Irish, who I know is going to do a great job. But his son, Corey, played football 3 years. Senior year, had some injuries, but didn't stop him from wanting to be active. All he did was become the president of the Notre Dame University, president of the class, really a beautiful young guy. You can see he's learned from his dad. Last, Derek Wittenberg. My guy, Derek. He's on the board. He's on the board. And we've talked about this in the past. I don't believe if it wasn't for Derek's airball shot, that airball, the greatest airball ever taken in basketball, allowing that unbelievable slam dunk by Lorenzo Charles and having Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler and that great Houston team leaving that arena, not believing what they saw. That moment, I really believe, has played a key in the foundation that we're at today. I think the V Foundation, I firmly believe that winning the national championship, running around looking for someone to hug, and then that incredible speech 30 years ago where I stood there in awe because Mike and I, as we walked them up to the stage, we couldn't believe it because during the day, Jimmy was so sick. Oh my God, sick. He couldn't even utter. We're saying, how are we going to get him up there to say thank you? I would have sat down if I knew he was giving this speech. I'm standing there the whole time. I'm mesmerized. Mike and I, till this day, talk about it. We couldn't believe it. And then Jimmy went home that night. I remember calling Pam at the house the next day to share my feelings of what messages I was getting. A lot of coaches didn't know Jimmy was that ill. And they would call and say, "Oh my God, tell Jimmy he was terrific, Dick. His speech was unbelievable, so moving." And I called and Pam says, "He's not coming to the phone, Dick. He's in the room crying, carrying on." I said, "Get him on the phone, Pam. I got to talk to him." And it's the last time I ever talked to him. And I tried talking to him. I tried to get him a little fired up. And he said, "No, I could barely hear him." Guy that electrified the crowd, you heard the speech? You can barely hear him. He's saying to me, Dick, it's over. No speech, Dick, it's over. I'm done. Dick, I'm not going to see my girls graduate. I'm not going to see this. Man, I'm crying. He's crying on the phone. And I'll never forget that as long as I live. And I tell you here tonight, if you're able, please reach down and make a donation. There's no doubt Danny Hurley's here. He won a national championship. Rick Pitino's here. He's won 2 national championships, Kentucky and Louisville. Something tells me we may see a third up in New York City at St. John's University as well. He's working like unbelievable, and the guy can flat out coach. But I will tell you this, I firmly believe that this is going to be my national championship. I'm going back to back. I left so excited last year. Never in my wildest dreams that I think would raise 11.1 million, but we did it. And something tells me that today we're going to raise $12 million total for the year. And it's because I know people in this room care, and I know this room is filled with greatness. Greatness in the corporate world, greatness in medicine, greatness from law, from education, people that have made it to the top. And you wouldn't be here if you didn't care about extending a hand with love in your heart. And I close by saying this. I will guarantee that every successful person in this room, whether it be a John McEnroe, a Buster Posey, a David Robinson, a Rick Barnes, Rick Pitino, whether it be anybody in this room, Frank Thomas, you want baseball? We got baseball superstars, MVPs, Frank Thomas, Alex Rodriguez, Freddie McGriff going to the Hall of Fame. And I will guarantee they will all tell you in their life, there's been moments in their life they had to persevere. So I firmly believe, as I said at the ESPYs, when I was the recipient of the Jimmy V Perseverance Award, I think every successful person has passion about what they do, has a sense of pride about what they do, and has the ability to persevere. And that usually equals win in the game of life. God bless. Thank you.